If you know what this book is, then you must know that studying for WSET of any level can be a little tricky. But that's okay because on this channel, I make wine education simple and fun for you. So in this video, we are going to dive into the exact wines that you must try for your WSET Level 1 preparation. So whether you're actually prepping for WSET Level 1 or its exam, or you're just starting your wine journey, this video is for you. We will talk through the key wine styles, give you tasting tips, and even suggest affordable bottles to help you build palate like a pro. And make sure to still till the end for a sweet surprise. So let's go ahead and jump in. First of all, what a sad world would that be if there was no wine? Quite honestly, I have no intention of stopping drinking wine anytime soon. This is for fun only. So let's start with a quick recap. What is WSET Level 1? Well, that's Wine and Spirit Education Trust Beginner's Course that gives you the foundation of the basic wine knowledge, essentially. So it teaches you the basic wine types, food and wine pairings, the tasting techniques, and then storage of wine. Just basics, like I said. You don't need to have any prior knowledge about wine going into the course. Just a little bit of curiosity and maybe a corkscrew. So let's now talk about what you actually came here for, and that is the 6 essential wine styles that you need to try for your WSET Level 1. And we will start with an aromatic white, and it's going to be Riesling. So this high acid aromatic white wine is a must try for not just WSET Level 1, but in general. It ranges from dry to sweet and smells like lime, green apple, and even some honeysuckle to it. My recommendation to you going into WSET Level 1 or 2 is to try a German Riesling and try an Australian Riesling to compare the two and also see how the acidity and aromas actually work together. The second wine style that you need to try for WSET Level 1 is a light-bodied red wine, which is going to be Pinot Noir. So Pinot Noir is a light-bodied red wine with high acidity and low tannins to it. It's silky, it's subtle, and it smells like cherry and raspberry and even forest floor. And you may ask, why would a wine smell like forest floor? But that is the magic of Pinot Noir. So a WSET tip for you is to try and identify the fruity smell versus, say, earthy smell in a Pinot Noir. And in order to do that, try one from Burgundy and then one from Oregon as well. The third must-try wine style for WSET Level 1 is going to be a full-bodied red wine like Cabernet Sauvignon. So Cabernet Sauvignon is king for structure. Think bold tannins, dark fruit, and even oak influence. It smells and tastes like blackcurrant, mint, cedar, or even tobacco. All of those smells are typical. So a quick pro tip for your WSET preparation is actually using Cabernet Sauvignon to practice noticing tannins and what they do to your palate, to your mouth, and how do they affect your tasting wine. So tannins, or the sensation that they're bringing, is that dry, grippy sensation in your gums once you sip the wine. And to develop the understanding for tannins, especially in Cabernet Sauvignon, you can even chew on the grape skins, the tannic ones, so the dark red grapes. Chew on the skins, or if you don't have those available, you can even drink some very steep black tea and just see how that affects it because it's got tannins in it as well. But in order to discover all the possibilities with Cabernet Sauvignon, I recommend that you try it from Washington State in the US and then also Chile. The fourth wine style that you need to try for WSET Level 1 is going to be a dry white wine like Sauvignon Blanc. It is so immensely popular nowadays, Sauvignon Blanc is. And I think there is a big reason for why it's so popular. I honestly think that if wine had a wake-up call, it would be Sauvignon Blanc because it is just zesty, citrusy, grassy, and it bursts with all of that high acid and freshness to it. So in order to discover everything there is in a Sauvignon Blanc, there are 2 areas that come to mind for you to taste. One will be from France, from Loire Valley to be exact, and it's called Sancerre when it comes from there. And then New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc comes to mind as well. So try these 2 and see for yourself what the difference is. Wine style number 5 that you need to try for WSET Level 1 is sparkling wine, specifically so Cava, and Prosecco. So sparkling wine is no longer just a celebration. It's so much more, and it's a core style in WSET Level 1. So try Prosecco, that's fruity and light, and try Cava, that's more yeasty and it's toasty as well. So all of those flavor notes you will see once you try both. But what I'd like for you to do is take this pro tip for WSET preparation from me and focus on comparing acidity and then aroma profile with both Prosecco and Cava. But even more importantly so, I'd like for you to pay attention to how the bubbles are formed in the glass once you pour both Cava and Prosecco in your glass, because they're made in different methods when it comes to that fermentation and production of bubbles. So one is made in a traditional method, Cava, and one is made in a tank method, Prosecco. So definitely try both and notice how bubbles are formed in a glass once you look at those. Now, as far as where to try them from, this is pretty simple. Cava comes from Spain, so go ahead and try Cava from Spain. And of course, Prosecco comes from Italy, so try an Italian Prosecco. Last but definitely not least, wine style number 6 that you need to try for WSET Level 1 is more of an added bonus, and it's going to be sweet wine. Specifically so, Moscato and Sauterne. You will learn so much about sweetness levels, and Moscato is a great place to start. For bonus points, taste Sauterne if you want that wow moment. But what you will notice, here's my pro tip for you, is that balance is everything when it comes to sweet wine. So try and notice the balance between sugar and acidity when you try these sweet wines. Where to try them from, you'll ask? Well, I'd recommend a Sauterne from France, so any kind you can find, and then a Moscato Dusty, for example, because those two are pretty readily available in stores. Now that we know the 6 essential wine styles that you must try for your WSET Level 1 preparation, let's quickly look at how to actually taste wine like a pro. And here's where WSET's SAT, or systematic approach to tasting, comes in handy. And what that is essentially a guided way of tasting wine. They provide you with sheets in order to do that, first writing things down, and then you kind of memorize how to do it. But here's essentially what it is. First, the look. What color is your wine? Is it pale lemon? Is it deep ruby color? Then the smell of it. What do you notice here? Fruit, oak, maybe earth. And then taste, of course, sweetness, acidity, tannins, alcohol, body, flavors of the wine, and then the finish of that wine as well. So that's like the bulkiest part, is the tasting part, which is the most exciting one for most people. But don't stress, because at first you'll probably be lost a little bit and you will need to use your cheat sheets. And then with practice, you will notice how things just come to you much, much easier, and yeah, you won't need the cheat sheets anymore. But SAT, or systematic approach to tasting, is a great way to learn how to taste wine properly in a simplified manner. Just like in all of my videos, it wouldn't be me if I let you go without any final advice or some words of wisdom. So here's what I think you need in order to succeed with your WSET Level 1. First, use a tasting journal. Those are so easy and a great way to memorize how to taste wine properly. Practice with family and friends, because wine is better shared anyways. Use clear glass and good lighting, and then taste with purpose, not just for fun. However, fun is always encouraged as well. And then my last tip for you is try and compare some similar types of wine. So for example, you can try Sauvignon Blanc versus Pinot Grigio and just see how they differ. Or you can try a Sauvignon Blanc and a Chardonnay and just see what differences you see. So definitely grab a few and see the difference for yourself. And the best part about all of this is that if you try all of the wines that I just mentioned to you, you are not only going to be ready for WSET Level 1, you will also find out what is it that you love in your wine glass. And I think it's just the best part, to be honest with you. So please tell me in the comments down below, which wine are you going to start your journey with, and which one you haven't tried yet out of the ones that I mentioned, the essential 6 wine styles. And if you watched this video until the end, then make sure to subscribe for more weekly wine content coming your way. Until then, you guys, stay curious, stay sipping, and cheers, everyone.